There is a moment in life when you look in the mirror and no longer recognize the person staring back at you. The things that once excited you no longer move you. The people who once felt close now feel distant. The dreams you carried so confidently now feel uncertain. And in that moment you wonder if you are losing yourself. But hear this clearly today. You are not losing yourself. You are outgrowing who you used to be. Growth never begins with clarity. It begins with confusion. It feels like disconnection, like discomfort, like standing between two versions of yourself and belonging fully to neither. One version is familiar but no longer fits. The other is forming but not yet visible, and the space between them feels lonely. Growth requires separation. Before something new can be built, something old must be dismantled. What feels like loss is often release. God removes identities, habits, and attachments that cannot go where you are going. The pain you feel is not because you are broken. It is because you are being reshaped. In seasons of growth, silence increases. People misunderstand you. Support fades. You find yourself walking alone more often. But isolation is not abandonment. It is refinement. Noise distracts, but silence reveals. In the quiet, you hear truth more clearly. In the stillness, you begin to see who you really are. Growth also challenges your old comfort zones. The places that once felt safe now feel limiting. You can no longer shrink to fit spaces you've outgrown. You can no longer tolerate what you once accepted. And this creates internal conflict, because comfort and calling rarely coexist. You may feel like you are failing because things are falling apart, but sometimes things fall apart because they were never meant to stay together. Growth rearranges your life. It disrupts routines. It changes priorities. It shifts desires. And it demands honesty, especially with yourself. There is grief in growth. You grieve old versions of yourself. You grieve relationships that no longer align. You grieve dreams that have expired, and that grief is real. But grieving does not mean you made the wrong choice. It means you are brave enough to move forward. Growth stretches your faith. It forces you to trust without certainty, to walk without full understanding, to believe before you see. That is why growth feels risky, because becoming more requires surrender, and surrender feels like losing control. But what you are losing is not your identity. You are losing limitations. You are losing fear-based thinking. You are losing patterns that kept you small. And what you are gaining is depth, strength, clarity, and purpose. One day, you will look back and realize that the season where you felt most lost was the season where you were being found.